Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Do you want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't.
Fuck you, you creep. Please, God.
Jesus wept.
Tell the sheriff I shot him.
I got plans for you. I'm gonna slit your eyelids in half so you don't blink when I stab you in the face.
You don't know what death is.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Gut.
Movie Trash Talk. Hey, this is your host, Trevor, with Blood, Guts, and B-Movie Trash Talk, and I have my co-host here, Steve.
Hello.
How's it going, Steve?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Got some beer. Can't complain. So what are we drinking, Steve?
Well, it's sort of like a Black Butte Porter clone that got messed up and was given to me.
It's raisin-flavored Kool-Aid.
Tastes pretty good. Oh, and that's, we have a special guest here. He's, philosopher, beer connoisseur,
The most handsome man at Broovies.
and
That's not hard to do.
and tends the classiest bars in Salt Lake City, Robbie.
Hi.
How you doing, Robbie?
Good.
Good. So, Robbie, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where you were conceived, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was conceived in the parking lot of 7-Eleven up in Goober, Idaho.
Oh.
No, it was somewhere around Eugene, Oregon. And I was born there. And I live in Salt Lake now. And I bartend at 3 bars downtown. Beer Bar, Beer Hive, Broovies. The 3 B's.
3 B's.
Yeah, the 3 B's of dodgeball.
Classy bars.
Yeah.
Classy bars. I'd definitely give little Robbie here a visit if you're in Salt Lake. He's the most handsome bartender, I would say.
It's not
in
true.
any of the bars. So if you see somebody handsome, it's probably Robbie.
Yeah. But don't ask me for my phone number, please.
Okay.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I still don't have your phone number. And I know
Yeah, you don't?
No, I do. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's weird. Who have I been text messaging?
Well, hopefully you had the opportunity to listen to the other podcast. Last episode 2, we reviewed Neon Maniacs. It was a hit. Hey, it wasn't too bad.
This is your 3rd episode?
This is number 3.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was like gonna feel bad. I was like, I didn't know you guys did podcasts. I haven't listened to any of them, but I'm never home.
Don't worry,
or
nobody
anything.
else has either.
Yeah. No one's
We
gonna
just
hear
post them.
this. Oh, well, that's fun though.
It's like the guy we saw at the Jazz game the other day that was like taking selfies of him. He's just this fat guy, and he's playing on Twitter the whole time. And
On Twitter?
Yeah, and the thing was though, you could tell that nobody probably followed him.
Oh, just because the way he looked.
Not a lot
Was
of
he eating a cinnamon roll?
He was really fat, and he had a wife and kids, and the kid liked to play really far up his ass with his pants.
Mm-hmm.
And
was he sniffing his fingers?
No.
I don't think so, but he wasn't washing them. And
Was he doing jazz hands afterwards at least?
But back on track here. With episode 3, we're going to be reviewing Jack Frost, not to be confused with Michael Keaton's classic. But
I don't get it.
Whatever, that movie's awesome. That's the best. That's the best of the Jack Frosts by far.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a movie with Michael Keaton in it, my pants start getting all heating up.
Because it rhymes.
Well, this one was this is a good old 1997 flick with Michael Cooney.
It was 97?
Yeah.
That makes sense. No one had cell phones in that movie, so I was wondering that. I was like, how old is this?
Yeah. Cooney is known for his writing, though.
You can tell the time.
George Clooney
period.
is known for his
He
writing.
really is.
George
and
Clooney's a badass.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
And you can tell the time period because Shannon Elizabeth doesn't show her boobs.
Yeah,
She does not.
she displayed those bad Larrys in what movie was it?
American
Pie.
American Pie. Yeah, I was gonna say Scream, but I was thinking of Skeet Ulrich.
That is, he looks nothing like Shannon Elizabeth.
But Mr. Michael Cooney here, who wrote and directed Frost, this was his first directorial debut. He's, like I said, mostly a writer. He's written quite a few films, but I think the most popular one that he's wrote was Identity with Cusack.
Sounds familiar.
Basically, a bunch of people are stranded at a hotel in Nevada during like a nasty rainstorm. And all the strangers, there's like 10 people or whatever gathered, and they all realize that there's kills going on, and all of them are getting picked off one by one.
Oh, was there like a scene where there's a bunch of like rain happening and stuff? Mm-hmm. That's all I remember, but I've seen it.
But he actually wrote that, and it was a decent movie if you had the opportunity to watch it. But yeah, he also did Jack Frost, so I don't know if he was...
It's a damn good movie.
Let's definitely jump into the good old DVD blurb here.
If you had to sum up the whole movie on the back, like in one paragraph that you could conveniently put on the back of the box, what would you say?
He's got ice in his veins, and he's giving cold-blooded a whole new meaning. His name is Jack Frost. After 5 years of terror and 38 bodies in 5 states, serial killer Jack is on his way to execution. But after a freak accident with a truckload of genetic material in the middle of a snowstorm, it mutates Jack into a killer snowman. Now only an army can stop the sleigh ride of terror from this frosty monster with icicle fangs. Hell has just frozen over. He's the abominable Jack Frost.
Hard sell.
Yeah. Sounds terrible.
My house is full of shit! He's shit everywhere!
So let's definitely jump into the beginning of this film.
It's not starring, but does feature Shannon Elizabeth.
Yep, and the lady that was in the first Swamp Thing movie. She was like his. She was like the sheriff's.
That isn't the lady.
It's not her.
No,
Swear to God, it is.
Barbeau.
And looked it up.
Barbeau. We
Just
did,
to
because
see.
I was like, dude, that's the lady from fucking Swamp Thing.
This is
It's
the
not?
conversation we had.
I didn't look it
The
up.
lady with
Yeah,
the
we
short
looked at-
curly hair and the knockers.
Yeah,
Yep.
with the. Yeah,
Yep. Not her. Not her. We definitely paused it and looked it up.
because I was going to, but I was like, I gotta hurry and watch this because I gotta get over there. So who was that lady then? I was
It's
like,
a different lady.
She
Well, I
was a
wouldn't mind
clone.
seeing her
She was-
naked.
She was a clone.
with her weird sweater and
Of course, she wouldn't be wearing the sweater if she was naked.
she's naked underneath it. Yes, I'll bet you she was.
That's funny you bring that up, though, because she's definitely... I think they cast her in it because they're like, oh, she looks just like Miss
She had the
Barbeau.
same hair as
Because
Joan
Swamp
from the
Thing was-
movie Mr. Mom. Remember Joan, the lady that he like sort of cheated on his wife Carolyn with?
I've never seen that.
You never seen Mr. Mom?
No.
It's one of Michael Keaton's finest films. Speaking of Michael Keaton, who stars in the movie we're talking about.
Yep.
Nice fucking model!
Mr. Mom, dude. My God.
I'll go home and watch it.
No, let's do that for the next podcast and have me on it. I'll fucking recite the whole movie word for word.
All
Why don't
right.
you just do it now?
Yeah, we'll start now. You
All
go.
right, so it starts out with some like weird like clarinet and a saxophone.
All right,
playing.
we'll stop there.
And it shows like the streets of Detroit, and then it goes out to the suburbs, and it shows like all like the car factories like working. No, RoboCop was not in this one. RoboCop was in. He wasn't in this one. Anyway, you watch Mr. Mom, dude. That's like one of my comfort movies. I've seen that movie probably like 40 or 50 times at least.
Really, I'll have to definitely check it
Yeah.
out. I can't believe it.
That's where the quote 220, 221, whatever it takes comes from.
Ah. Well, back to Jack Frost.
Sorry.
It's okay. I like tangents.
I'd prefer it.
The intro to this movie is great. I thought, at least.
Oh, with all the names on like the ornaments and
the
stuff?
movie
Yeah, that's
opens
pretty
up
cool.
with Sherry Moon Zombie asking her grandpa to tell a story.
Yeah, that was not a little kid.
That was like Sherry Moon Zombie from Rob Zombie's first solo album.
Oh, was it really?
No, but it sounded just like
okay.
her, right?
It did.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
like,
against you.
clearly it's not. No. Clearly, yeah, you did.
clearly like
Clearly it's
30
not a
to-
child.
Yeah.
And what fucking decent grandpa would say that kind of story to a little child?
I would say that, but
I
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't consider myself a decent grandpa.
I don't know the relation between the two people because
Oh,
it's
he was a
definitely
child
violent.
molester, and she was probably
Yeah.
in his clutches.
It was like
Like she'd rather hear a fucked up story than have him touch her again.
she was 6 to 10 years into the kidnapping and has that disease where she
Yeah,
doesn't want
she's
to leave him.
got Stockholm syndrome.
So her plan was to bore him into sleep by telling her stories.
Yeah.
Till that Viagra wore off.
Oh God.
That I like this part of the film because it introduces the cast and crew in a very unique way. All the names are hand drawn and like crafted into these little ornaments. And
I
they
thought
show
about that. I was like, I wonder how long it took him to do all that. Like, that's a lot for just an intro sequence.
Did they do it themselves? I mean, this is Hollywood. Did they? Do
I'll
it?
bet you they just had like their family do it and stuff, or like people
That
were
or
like,
they-
"You're good at art. Paint this name really carefully on here."
Yeah. Or how much would that cost in
dude.
China? And there's a bunch of.
Or they just went up to the what's the popular? They went up to Payless Shoe Source, and they're like, "Hey, door greeter, you look like you have a steady hand for a meth head. You want to come paint some ornaments for like $10 a pop?"
But after being begged by a child that's clearly not a child, this older man tells a story to the child, and it's actually the backstory of Jack Frost and the killer, which I thought was great. Because they're like, oh, let's just get the backstory of this killer out of the way. We'll tell it through the credits, which was cool, and the credits were interesting, so that was neat. I like that. The voiceover is pretty funny, like we just talked about.
It reminded me of Princess Bride when he was telling Fred Savage's story about the Princess Bride.
The opening scene starts with correctional officers driving a state execution service vehicle.
Very
cleverly written on the side of the vehicle.
Yeah,
Very,
with Sharpie.
But they're driving through a nasty snowstorm. And by the looks of
And
the
both looking out through the one windshield wiped window.
Yeah, and he's
like, is the other one not working?
Yeah, and he's rubbing the window with a cloth, like with some sort of cloth or something, trying to
it was cold, so they were using body heat to...
Yeah, that's what they were doing.
But it's clearly, just with that scene alone and seeing them in the vehicle that they're in, you can already tell this is a low budget.
Yeah.
Super fucking low
When
budget.
it showed, like, the outside view from, like, the front of the car, clearly it just got, like, a snowblower in front of, like, a camera. There's, like, blowing snow in front of it.
Yeah.
That and the fact that all the score was very hunting and fishing info video. It wasn't like Christmas. It was like, welcome to Cabela's. This is how you fish.
I feel like they went online and just did a Google search for royalty-free music, and they just grabbed
I thought that
everything
same thing, too, when I was listening. I was like, these are all, like, public domain songs, because there's no way they paid for the rights of these. Also, some of the Christmas songs they were, like, using, it was, like, very similar, but, like, the worst off notes that you could use. Like, one of them was, like,
Doing the Vanilla Ice change up.
yeah, pretty much. I just threw, like, one weird brown note in there that made you want to, like, you know, poop. But, yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, they didn't pay for the rights. This is all public domain.
We'll definitely discuss that. There's a few select tracks within this score that I find interesting.
It'd be funny if they just played the national anthem the whole time. Like, jingle bells jingling in the background.
Bringing up the whole budget thing, I couldn't find it. Yeah, I couldn't find the budget online either.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Not on Wikipedia?
I
Couldn't find it on IMDb.
I
You couldn't
believe
even,
you
you couldn't
looked.
even just Google what the budget is, which is usually...
I put in Jack Frost 1997 budget in Google and went to like page 46 and saw shit.
Wow. Okay,
And
I might
usually in
even
Google
try.
you can type something like, how many milliliters are in blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't even
And
need
they
to...
do it for you.
Yeah, you don't even need to get a conversion chart. It'll just do it for you. And
Yeah.
yet, Jack Frost budget, the best kept secret.
With them driving through that crazy snowstorm, the killer is cuffed in the back.
And shackled by his ankles.
Yes. So he's definitely bound. But the
You're talking about Michael Keaton's character, right? Yeah. Michael Keaton was in the back.
Yeah. But he's cuffed, and he asks the officer watching him in the back for a cigarette. And when the officer denies the killer's request for a drag,
He said something like, go fuck yourself, and then blew his smoke in his
And
face.
then he says, filtered.
Yeah, he goes...
do the taste.
Yeah, he goes...
Like you're the dryers guy.
That's not Lucky Strike. Hold on. Chesterfield. Filtered. Wait, nope. Winston. Gotcha. Thank you.
This is where the ridiculous one-liners start.
And they're not even funny. Like,
Filtered.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's shitty when I heard that.
Let me rephrase that. It's filtered.
we've been spoiled by the wonderful one-liners that Robert Englund usually does.
Yeah.
Because those are clever, right?
They are.
Same with Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this didn't even get up there.
No, it didn't. Well, he has about close to 16 of these in this film, so maybe one of them. The one-liner drop starts about 4 minutes in the film and then just continues.
Yeah. This is gonna hurt.
Yes, and I was just going to mention that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's that brings us to the first kill. While these two idiots navigate through the snowstorm, Jack snaps the third officer's neck with his boot, crushing the guy's head as he's smoking that cough.
I think his name was Harv or something.
Yeah, dude,
Harv?
there was
He looked like a Harv.
There was a
Yeah.
classy exposition where I wrote where Harv smokes.
Oh, it was Harv.
So
Cool.
his name's Harv.
Boom.
Oh, damn.
Good fucking name.
Leading to Ron Howard's brother pouring himself a coffee during a blizzard.
Ron
and
I thought he was masturbating at first and like filling up a little cup of semen that he could drink.
Well,
And so he's all, because he like opens all, oh yeah. I was like, what is that guy doing?
Don't you
And
do
then he's
that
like
when
got
you
a
pour
thermos
yourself?
out all of a sudden. I was like, oh, chili. He's drinking chili.
Well, and then so it was a blizzard, and the blizzard suddenly stops after that whirl of a wreck.
Yeah, there's no
not
snow
snowing
coming.
at all.
Yeah.
It was quite the whirl of a
Yep.
wreck too.
And then amidst the state execution, like bus flipping over and over, Michael Keaton's character ends up busting out the back of the bus, just like
completely unscratched.
yeah. I don't know how that happened, but he jumps out and tucked and rolled to safety, I guess.
Well, prior to that, what I found was so funny is the guy
Acidic
with the
genetic
thermos,
goo.
the semen shenanigans, whatever you want to call it. he goes into the wrong lane and wrecks into the correctional facility's truck. But the funny thing is, right before it happens, the officers driving, they scream, "Oh no!" And here comes number 2 of the liners. It cuts right to Jack, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And what's funny is they hit head on, but
makes a
both
little
vehicles
tinkle.
spun like crazy.
It makes a
It's
little...
like flipped sideways, but they would have just like smashed and stopped.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know anything about physics.
Yeah, clearly.
But right before they wreck, it goes in slow motion.
See, I
And then
thought
when
they were just
hit
gonna
it,
like
it
barely
makes a
hit.
tinkle. It's
Yeah.
like ding, and then all of a sudden they start spinning. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I didn't understand.
Great director of film.
Yes.
Good look, great. Drummer.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that.
But they collide, and the only surviving officer is confronted by Jack Frost as he gets out of the vehicle bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Frost seems to have no scratches whatsoever.
Wasn't the cop wearing a seatbelt?
I don't know. I didn't check on that.
He was
That's
wearing his
possible.
skeet belt because the guy's thermos from the other car flew through the windshield and covered his crotchal area.
He may be pregnant.
So it was a skeet belt.
Yeah. But anyways, he's confronted by Jack.
How's that for your ass play?
As he gets out of the car and confronts the officer, here comes number 3. Looks like deep fried Jack is off the menu for tonight.
I don't get it.
Well, I get it. Because remember, they keep giving him shit. Yeah, about how he's frying because he's going to the electric chair.
I don't get it.
This is where the genetic truck explodes.
Spraying acidic genetic goo.
Gook,
Gook.
as we may call it.
It looked more like water.
Are you a gook expert?
Gookspert.
But not before the genetic research truck explodes. Water, whatever you call
Blasted
it.
that dude in the face hard.
Jack finds the time to say this. This is going to hurt.
Yep. And it's true because it melted his entire body.
I've already lost count of these one-liners.
Yeah, they're bad.
But it hits him and then just starts melting into the snow.
And then you get a great cartoon scene that was supposed to be some kind of DNA bonding with the
Cells with
snow.
like icicles shooting out of him.
Yeah, this cartoon-esque special effects show the genetic, transformation or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. It looks like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Well, I did research into it, and that's exactly how your cells would bond with snow, so this is accurate.
Oh, Steve has a pie chart that proves it.
It's in my other notepad.
This is about, 10 to 15 minutes. No, 10 minutes into the film, but I'll have to say, watching this, there are rarely any wide-angle shots or establishing shots. Everything's super close up.
It's true. You don't even get to see the lay of the land when you hit the town.
Yeah, it's like a shot with 50 and 75 millimeter lenses. And that just tells me that they may just have problems with locations and just their budget. Like, they're fucking shooting these in a warehouse and they're making a truck out of cardboard and having people sit in it.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is super close up in this movie. And it's very uncomfortable to me.
It is. Yeah, the entire time it's close up.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Like, I can smell the actors, mostly Michael Keaton's breath.
And it smells good, sir.
Smells like a used diaper filled with Indian food.
Mixed with
George
the
candle
Clooney
you can
boiled
buy at Walmart?
quarters. They have honeydew melon
I don't know.
candles.
It sounds like
okay.
something Walmart would sell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is where the sheriff character comes into play and is kind of introduced after the whole accident in the first part of the film. He's driving with his family, his wife, and his, as we'll find, mentally challenged child.
Yeah.
Have you seen my wiener?
From what I gather, he usually works the execution shifts. But his wife keeps telling him, "Oh, it's all right. You don't have to work the execution shifts. There's no more nightmares about Jack Frost." And then it jumps to this flashback of when he just bumps into this killer casually and catches him and gets the credit for it.
No, I got a
Taking
car
a piss.
problems? No, bladder problems. Then for some reason pulls his gun on him. Get on the ground, or let me see your ID. And so he goes to go get out of his car. Wait, stop! What, do you want to see my ID or do you not want to see it? Do you want me to just freeze? And then he pulls his gun out with his hand quivering, and just like points it at the dude. Like, and with all the shit that's been going on lately with like cops like shooting people unnecessarily,
He's lucky he wasn't in
the
Utah.
dude was like pulled over and taking a piss. Did he have any reason to like pull his gun and be like, get on the ground? Like, no, it was, I don't know, it was weird.
I love the sound effects to this. It was so funny. Like, as sheriff tells the guy to put his hands on his head, he does it fast, and it makes like a gun cocking sound. It's all
Yeah, and then he like
just
leans
smiles.
forward like, you were afraid, sheriff. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. And then, yeah, that's how he apprehended him.
He just catches him and he gets all the credit for
Didn't
it.
know who he was, but pulled his gun on him. I guess that's what they do in the backwoods. It's like, what are you doing? I'm going to the store to get milk. Freeze! Stop! Get on the ground. Arrested.
I don't understand why he's haunted by this killer. Like, he just bumped into this killer and caught him. It's not
And
like
he said-
here's why.
It's not like he was like some officer that's been chasing this
It's because he said he's
killer
going to
for
kill his
years.
family. And this guy's just really sensitive.
And he
Really
sends
sensitive.
him really ridiculous letters threatening him from jail.
Oh, yeah.
What I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
get about
It's
the
like
letters,
cliche,
though,
like
yeah,
He like
magazine
did it
stuff.
with like, it's like,
He
write it.
cuts
He
it-
knows it's from you.
exactly.
Write it with your
That-
fucking
that
like
was
piece
my
of
point.
poop on your.
my
you know,
point,
or-
yeah, my point was he knows it's you. You're not the fucking Riddler from Batman
Yeah,
Forever.
it's not a
Read this.
ransom note.
Yeah,
Just fucking write it with a pen.
He's caught you. Just write him a note. You
That's
don't need
funny,
to
I
cut
thought.
it out of a magazine.
I seen that sheriff's big old pussy.
And he kept
Fucking
all
get
his
over
love
it,
notes
dude.
to him.
Yeah, I kept all of them. Throw them away. They don't matter. That guy's a piece of shit. Don't think about him.
After the flashback, they drive through the town or whatever, and the sheriff drives past the wreckage, and they stop and they're looking around. The sheriff stops and asks the federal agents what's going on, and they just say, "It's a federal matter, sheriff. Just go home."
That'll show him.
Yeah.
Why would he want to work when he's off the clock anyway?
Yeah, no shit. It's not his problem. Go home and eat your weird, like, bean, fucking
Corn,
weird
casserole.
But during
chunks of corn in it.
during this part, the surviving correctional officer, it's funny. He's talking about Jack after he's transformed into a snowman.
Yeah, and he's got like Christmas tinsel around his neck or something.
Yeah, and
doesn't
he's
he?
like and he's like bleeding all over, and the FBI agents are asking what's going on. He's like, he was covered in snow. He was just hobbling around. Like he starts.
He didn't have any legs.
Yeah,
It's like he was like melted with the snow.
Beginning one of the greatest whodunits we've ever seen. What could he be? But this is the modern day Murders in the Rue Morgue. We do not know it's a goddamn snowman until a few minutes later.
No. Yeah. No idea.
After the massive wreckage, they drive home. The sheriff, his wife, and the child. And this is where you really get the idea that his kid is definitely the weakest sperm cell that he had to offer, because the kid makes a special dessert for his father. And later on in the film, you find out that there's rat poison.
That's
in
right, because I want my dad to be safe. Retard is cooking on the stove with marshmallows. Hold on, I have it here. Put Kimmy Gibbler / Hanson's love child, the retarded ginger kid.
You little pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
He cooks with snow. Remember, he cooks with snow.
Yeah,
That's
the
why
second
I wrote
round.
that down because
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
The second round where he
weird.
makes those cookies with fucking real snow before he goes
touch.
off to throw the attire on the snowman with 3 carrots. It then jumps to the sheriff walking through the town, introducing the audience to the other characters, blah, blah, blah.
Typical names: Tommy,
Yeah.
Billy, Toby.
Toby is not a typical name. This is a rude.
Toby's a fucking gay name, actually. Yeah, I forgot.
Jill. But anyways, the sheriff's walking through the town, introducing the other characters. The first one is Jeff.
Jeff.
Good, or not Jeff, I apologize. His name is Jake.
Good old Jake.
Yes.
He's a good old boy.
Yeah.
Jake is the winner of the snowman contest in the town.
Oh yeah, the town's like the snowman capital of the country.
Yeah. He's obviously ornery as well and beats his wife.
Why wouldn't a snowman building champion not beat his wife?
Yeah.
I had a hard time keeping some of these guys.
He's used to seeing black eyes. May as well give his wife those.
I also enjoyed when the cop checked out the snowman knocks. Did you see that?
No.
The guy was building
Oh.
snowman with some gazungas.
Oh, Wiener Barnes.
Yeah, that was Tommy.
Yes. I remember that.
The cop was checking him out.
He's like, it's a difference between a snowman and a snow woman. And then the cops, the sheriff's like,
I don't have time for this.
sexual, like, a carrot penis? I ruined it on purpose because it's funny.
This is where first Jake is introduced. This is where you also meet his hot daughter Jill, which is Shannon Elizabeth, and I'm quite disappointed in her, and we'll get to that. And I think we all know the reason as to why we're disappointed.
Because she's
Yeah.
not foreign.
Yeah, she doesn't have an accent.
It's just because she has 2 first names for her first and last name. I hate that.
It's a firsty,
she should
girly,
be a fucking
girly.
NASCAR driver.
Go back to Palestine. Get out of my country.
And the second character that's introduced here is Billy, and that's Jake's son. He's the bully, and he's the
Wayne Arnold of this show.
The bunch.
Yeah. This is a bully. He's a jerk. He's a dick.
And then number 3, we have Tommy, the store owner's son, and he has a crush on Jill, and the snowman with the snow tits. He actually got the inspiration from Jill, and we'll find out he has a crush on her going forward.
If somebody made that snow figure of me, I would take it as like a fat joke.
Scatty and butter.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
That's pretty mammoth.
It's not you, I promise. Oh, Tommy. So that Green Ranger, what an idiot.
Yeah. So after the sheriff goes around the town and talks to everybody and tries to take a peek at Jake's snowman, which he clearly gave him the stink eye for trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's taboo in this town.
Yeah, the sheriff goes back to the station to pick up information, see if there's any crime going on in this town.
Because crime's a disease.
Crime.
And he's the cure. He's like Cobra.
So the oats that the sheriff's son had made him, he decides he's going to throw these away right
Those
before
were oats?
That's what
It was like dark brown.
It was
What did
like
he put in it?
oatmeal
He
and-
melted like a Hershey bar with
like,
it? Or?
it looked like shit.
Well,
But
there was
anyways,
antifreeze
it-
in it, so...
Antifreeze is neon
Okay,
green,
so it
dude.
wasn't
It would look
rat
like
poison.
retro mutagen
It was
ooze.
antifreeze.
It was
That's,
antifreeze.
that's the whole... Apparently, this quote-unquote payoff is because he put antifreeze in there, but couldn't you just dump
What if his dad actually ate it?
Couldn't you... Yeah, he
What
could
a
have killed his
dumbass
dad.
little kid.
I-
Maybe
that
he's
was
a
the plan.
mutant. He's
I
clairvoyant.
think the moral of the story here is that retards can be heroes too.
Even when they-
let's be fair. That's not true. Let's be fair. That's not true.
But anyway, what I found was funny is right before he walks into the station, the
Most
sheriff,
retarded thing you've ever said.
he goes to throw away these oats, and there's this voiceover of his son, and it plays, "But Dad, I made those oats special for you." And he ponders for a brief 2 to 3 seconds, and then walks back to his police car and puts him in the car.
Digs him out of the garbage and puts him back in. Scrounge.
He does.
Scrounge.
Dumb. But after that, sheriff walks into the police station, and I don't know if you guys grabbed this, but I noticed it when I was watching it last night. He walks in the police station, and all of a sudden, some random ass person just walks in front of the camera.
No.
You didn't notice
I
that?
didn't notice
I was
that.
like, what the fuck? Like,
I just noticed that he was talking to like that lady that was in the first Swamp Thing. That really was her.
Barbo.
It was not her.
No, it was. Let's say it was. And she was like smoking and like
Oh, yeah.
blow drying her hair or nails or some shit. What happened? Someone died?
Sheriff goes into the police department, gets notes on the crime, and finds that Barbeau
Yep.
has found a death in the town. This death is the old man. I didn't catch the old man's name. Any of you guys catch the old man's name?
Old man's Hanson or something like that.
Old man Withers.
Yes. Well, Barbeau,
Old man Gloom.
Barbeau's character,
Yep.
Marla, hands over a note that says there's another death in the town. The old man's, he's just laying in the chair and his head's just bent back or whatever.
It's a baseball mitt killing.
He mentions that.
Yeah. Just what we need, a baseball mitt killer.
It's over. It started.
Yeah.
Isn't that like something?
The FBI guy said that.
What I found was way funny during this scene is the whole, right when it starts, the whole scene. I'd say the scene's probably like 2-3 minutes long as they're discussing the death of this old man.
And he's rocking
The chair's
chair.
rocking.
I noticed that too, but
and
I
then
figured
and then the guy's
someone's
like,
doing it.
"Hey, take your foot off the chair."
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
There's nothing wrong with that. Hey,
That was kind of rad.
before we go any further, I think I wasn't paying attention.
Word
We were-
from your sponsor.
If you have ED or other problems with sexual performance, the following message.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Siegfried and
Stamps.com.
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Jensen?
White tiger repellent. Anal nitrate.
When your tiger eats your face off.
So the scene where Shannon Elizabeth's getting talked to by that guy, you know, the kid that likes her.
Yeah, Tommy,
Yes.
the Green Ranger.
He says we can go snowballing. So I thought either snowballing could mean
Like she's gonna blow his cum back into his face, in his mouth.
That's what a snowball is.
I hadn't thought of that, but I thought this is what I thought.
That. Yep.
It could either mean they throw snowballs at a house, or more likely, the act of snowballing is where a nude woman lays on her back in the snow while a man dips his balls in her eye sockets. One each.
That's pretty sweet.
You think
You know,
that
there's
could
really-
be accurate? Is that a real thing?
That's cooler. I wouldn't mind having that done to me, man. Like just the pressure on my eye sockets, I feel nice.
What do you do? with
But
it?
you know,
nice-
snowballing's really a thing, or like at least I thought
really?
that. Like, yeah, snowballing is when like you like blow your load in like a girl's mouth, and then she goes to kiss you and like spits it
Oh,
in
like
your
a
mouth.
trick,
That's
yeah.
called snowballing.
Yeah.
What a dirty
I learned that
trick.
in 8th grade.
You Google it.
Google it. Googs. Pull up the Goog. Pull up Bing, even.
I
Try
don't
Bing.
like Bing. I'm not a
Try
Bing
Binging
guy.
it.
I fucking
Dude,
hate
Bing it up, bro.
Bing sucks.
Bing it.
How is Bing still around?
I don't know.
God, Bing is like Ask Jeeves.
Hey, will
It's
you-
so
will
shit.
you,
Same way that Facebook got bigger than MySpace.
Bing me some information.
Promotion.
And then strawberry snow cones when you punch a girl in the nose and then come in her mouth and she spits it in your mouth and it's like red colored.
Wasn't it angry? That's the Angry Dragon.
Is that what that's called?
You gotta get that right. You can't go calling it something
I can't
else.
imagine. Do people really do this though?
See, you
It's
put-
like weird made up sexual things like the bold Clark.
Yeah.
No one does that.
It's all about the Alaskan pipeline. if
The
you ever heard
alligator
of that one.
fuckhouse.
Let's not get into these sexual terms
the
here.
mid-coitus monster.
I'd say if you have some extra time, just Google it. There's pages worth of these, and they're great.
A sex game. Passing cum from person to person in such a way the amount of cum increases. Man comes in woman's mouth, she spits cum into another woman's mouth, and a man comes in it too. There's more. She spits this into another woman's mouth, and so it goes on, back and forth, till the last woman has to swallow a massive glop of cum. The snowball effect.
I wouldn't want her to swallow. I want her to spit out to see how much we made. Look at all of that.
They're all
And
together.
like sort
Let's
it out.
play with it.
And like sort it out.
Like, look at that one. That one's like kind of yellow. Like,
That one's
Wayne,
pretty cool.
that's gross, dude.
Yeah,
You're
you should
sick.
go to the doctor.
Yeah. This one's got hairs in it. Like, what the? Oh, man.
Okay, so after they find the second killing here with the old man, this is where Sheriff calls Agent Manners, the FBI agent.
Oh, yeah, Manor.
Yeah.
That's like a kid's...
But it's spelled M-A-N-N-E-R, not
Yep.
M-A-N-O-R. So dumb.
Exactly.
That's like a puppet in a
Funny,
like a South Park.
funny you
information.
state that because when I was typing it, I actually looked on IMDb and I like went back and I was like, "What?" Is
I was
that
watching
right?
it with subtitles because I was playing guitar at the same time.
Oh, nice.
Pussy.
But anyways, he calls Agent Manners and he just wants to clarify that Jack Frost is really dead after that accident because the sheriff obviously has nightmares and there's apparently no crime in this town whatsoever, and he has this like aching little idea that Jack Frost is not dead.
It's like the trick
can
knee
feel
when
it.
it's about to storm.
Yeah. But anyways, the Mr. Manners here verifies that Jack Frost did die in the accident. So he's like, oh, well, I can rest peacefully, blah, blah, blah. And it moves on. So after this murder, the whole town is alarmed by the random killing of the old man. And the old man clearly looked like he was 100. And they didn't see any bruises on him or like anything showing that he was like brutally attacked. So I don't know why these townspeople are freaking out. Maybe he just wanted to go sit outside and fucking had a heart attack
They
and
beat him
shit
with
his pants.
They beat him with a down pillow.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Yeah, they beat him
A
down.
They put a
What that's
bunch of
called.
socks in another tube sock and beat the shit out of him.
Homie, don't play that.
They just like took a snowball, as we were describing earlier, and put that in a sock and then hit him with it.
Oh shit!
And that's what all that shit was all over his face. Frozen. It's like a bunch of frozen cum.
The funny thing about the whole town meeting up in the police department is the good old store owner here. He apparently offers everything in his store 20% off.
20% off.
Salt, ammo.
Yeah,
What a
20%
convenient-
discount for ammo due to this crime.
What a convenient business opportunity.
It is. Well, he runs a convenient store.
Well, I think he runs the only store in town.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That's what I call them. The two little cops
the
that follow
deputies?
the sheriff around the town.
See.
Tweedledee has a thing for
Which
Marla.
one is he?
Tweedledee. Well, they both look kind of the same.
Yeah, I think they're brothers.
Yeah.
We talking about the old guys?
No, the
No,
deputies.
the two deputies that follow the sheriff around, like the only two other cops in the movie.
Ah.
Tweedledee has a thing for Marla, Miss Barbeau.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. That guy's
And
weird.
Yeah, and he asks her if she's ready to go to lunch. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're in the police station? And she proceeds to answer with a can of hairspray, spraying it in his
In
face.
his face. Yeah, that was not nice.
She sprays it right in his face, and he just like
It would've
smirks.
been
And he's like,
cooler
"Oh, you're cute."
It would have been cooler if she like lit a lighter and then sprayed it in his face.
Oh, that would have been way cool.
It wouldn't have been nicer, though.
Yeah. And Barbeau's clearly like outside of her prime.
Yeah.
In this movie,
Yeah, mostly her hair.
mostly her hair.
It's not as David Coverdale as it once was.
No.
After this scene, it cuts to the sheriff's wife and the child. They're in the house talking, and I think this is where the child actually makes his third special recipe with the cookies and the snow on the cookies. and he calls it his second special surprise or whatever.
Yeah, that looked good. I wanted to eat one.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It looked like a sugar cookie, but it wasn't sugar. It was snow.
Yeah, that sucks. That was sugar.
The wife of the sheriff asks the kid if he made the snowman on the front. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, I didn't make that snowman. I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, oh, well, anyways, I bought this coal and the carrots. You need to go dress the snowman
Put a
up.
face on.
I was hoping for the Dumb and Dumber penis ball situation.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
She has 3 carrots, and I want to know why she has 3.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
She hands him 3 carrots. She's like, meh.
What kind of human has 3 pointy appendages?
She's got maybe he needed nose options. Maybe that snowman was Slavic.
Nose
maybe
options.
Maybe the snowman was Oriental.
Maybe Miss Sheriff isn't getting what she needs.
Yeah.
Maybe her husband has 2 penises.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she thinks her kid can't see very well and needs to eat the other 2.
That might be likely because he's retarded.
He can't see in the dark very well. He should probably eat carrots.
Yeah.
She hands him all this shit. He goes outside with the coal, with the carrots. He actually walks out with a bag. He grabs a metal trash can, tips it upside down, stands on it.
The kind that Macho Man would smash up top onto the giant's head. Yeah.
Yeah. But he flips this around, and the funny thing is, the first thing he takes out of this bag is a hand puppet, and it's a snowman.
Yeah, that's weird.
Apparently,
he doesn't know what it looks like.
He needs to use reference.
He needs a reference, and he keeps looking at it as he's like putting...
where's the nose go? The nose goes in the middle of the face on chin. Maybe those kids drunk all the time.
And this brings on kill 3.
It's at 27 minutes.
Billy is short-lived in this film. He's introduced once. The second time he's introduced, he's killed.
I feel like this scene is, if I can stop you, was put in here to show the actor's skills. Because this kid has the ability to look bored as shit during a kill scene. And so
the little kid?
Yeah, that's why.
Because he's retarded. He doesn't know what's going on.
He was unfazed.
And this shows that being a bully does not pay off, Steve.
Doyle rules.
Doesn't pay the bills either.
It doesn't. No, it does not. Now, after Billy criticizing the snowman that the retarded child clearly did not make, he's pushed to the ground after he calls a retarded kid snowman stupid. So, as the kid's pushed to the ground, I guess there's some kid already sledding down the hill.
Ready to go.
And the sled
they said it was black
runs over
ice.
/ chops Billy's fucking head off.
Huh?
Ew. But,
Perfect. That's Street Fighter.
I didn't like that.
Street Fighter?
I like Street Fighter, but after playing Mortal Kombat, I was like, God damn, Mortal Kombat's so much better.
Yeah, because you can kill people.
Yeah, you can like rip their head off.
Yeah, and in Street Fighter, it's just like when Dalzim gets killed, he goes, woo, 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 woo.
Oh yeah, and he bounces. He like
yeah.
Or there's this.
Nice! Oh, I want to see an Asian guy do that for reals.
My favorite part after this scene is the scene after Billy's death. It starts out with the body being carried out, and
just carrying his head in like a fucking grocery, like plastic see-through, like produce bag in front of everyone. Like, here he goes, carrying his head in a bag in front of everyone, and yeah.
After he's being carried out, Jake's father is screaming at his wife and tells her to shut up because she keeps telling him to calm down. And the funny thing is, we caught this, Steve, and I thought it was quite funny, and I feel like he forgot his line rather than trying to be dramatic. And this is where he says, "'Cause I can't talk about it tomorrow, 'cause I gotta look for a place to bury my son."
And what you don't notice is that slightly off screen, somebody's holding cue cards, and they had to change the card so that he could get to the bury my son part.
I feel like he was just trying to be dramatic, and he was just being horrible at it. Is it trying to make it sound like when people like say something dramatic, like, "Man, that was the last beer." That was the last one. Like that. Like he's trying to be dramatic, but it was like terrible.
It's funny, after this whole murder, like, the sheriff's child, how old do you think he is?
I don't know, 17.
17?
Retards don't age very well.
He moved on to playing Kid Rock's band.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, he's that guy from Die Antwoord, dude.
Listen, we're looking for a really short guy.
Benjamin Button disease.
No, I'd say he's probably like 8 or 9.
Yeah, he gets accused of killing
Sexual
Billy.
peak.
Like, he gets accused of being the murderer or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. He clearly
Old enough
does
to
not
be
have
8.
the technology or the steady hand to pull off procedures such as murdering.
No.
I like the scene at 29 minutes and about 10 seconds where the head rotates to talk, like the snowman head. And I was wondering if it was someone, like, moving the head because it was so low budget, or what?
Or if he was supposed to be, like, turning his head and looking at them as they were staring back.
Like maybe they were moving it because they thought you wouldn't notice the gloves and the hands moving the head because you'd just be looking at the big snowman head turning fast. That scene's great.
Yeah,
so you should look it up.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's at
That's one of the greatest
29
hits.
minutes and 10 seconds. Now it goes into the the scene with the store owner creeping around the town offering salt at a 20% off discount, and he starts knocking around the sheriff's door. This is where Kill 4 comes into play, though.
When I want philosophy, I'll watch Oprah.
Yes,
That's a good one.
Oh, I'm glad you fucking remembered
That was fucking funny.
But anyways, Jake's arguing with his wife and his daughter. His daughter comes down. She's like, I'm going to go hang out with Tommy. Oh, I need to get my mind off this. And he gets pissed off because she's not sitting in mourning. And so she leaves, and the wife states that the only reason she is talking back to you is because she is upset. And this is where Jake responds back with the classy liner, Sally, when I want philosophy, I'll turn on Oprah.
Yeah.
Classic. That's well spoken. This is the first time he acts like a man.
But what's weird is he seems like he would be like a classic, like, racist.
Oh, dude.
A dude like him, I couldn't see watching Oprah. I could see him watching it, but like, stupid lady, she's not even white. I don't like her.
After Jill leaves and goes to hang out with Tommy, and he argues with his wife, he goes outside to have a little puff from his pipe.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No.
He's sitting on a perfectly fucking cut tree stump that had to have been done by a chainsaw, not the axe that's
He was
sticking out of it.
really trying hard to look like he was sad, too. I thought that was funny.
He went out there
wow,
to go
he
get
is
some more
really
firewood,
hurting.
Yeah. The funny thing is, as soon as he goes out there and he starts puffing on his pipe, Jack starts talking to him, and he has no clue that it's coming from Jack. So
He
he's
doesn't
like
realize.
looking around.
He doesn't even notice the weird, gigantic
Snowman.
foreign snowman. He's like Snowman Man. He like makes snowmen.
It's like,
and there's some weird snowman. He's like, oh, I'm gonna look around it because I'm sure just one of the neighbor kids made that fucking incredible
in my backyard.
snowman. Looks like it's made out of Play-Doh and cookie dough and like sprinkled with coconut flakes.
Especially because my kid's been dead. So
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
That's a giant snowman. I'm gonna look around.
You think he would
was definitely fake.
ask the question, why is there a huge ass 8-foot snowman?
Or he
in my
would have been like,
backyard?
the fuck out of my way and like shoved its head off or something. But he didn't. He just like went around it.
Yeah. Jack asks him for a puff or asks him for a smoke off of his pipe. And he's walking around.
So he pulls out his boner.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like,
Displays
he pulls out his carrot.
He presents it. Pulls out his pants carrot. Presents it. Or some people call them oranges because they think they have vitamin C.
So Jake's looking around for who the fuck's talking, and he can't find anybody that's talking. And all of a sudden, when his back's turned at the snowman, he turns around, and Jack Frost is like ready to kill. And Jake has...
He grabbed his axe from pretty far away, too.
Yeah.
For the length of the arms that snowman had, he grabbed it from far away.
Oh, yeah. It was like...
It's like T-1000.
It was like Minute Bull Reach.
It's due to the fact
George
the
Mirasan.
man was fully topped. That's why he's able to reach.
He grabs the axe. Let me rephrase that. He pulls the axe from Jake's hands, and instead of fucking ramming it into his skull, he jams the fucking handle part into Jake's mouth.
He made some deep throat that shit.
Yeah,
He made him feel it. And here comes another one-liner. I think we lost count, but after he jams that down his throat, Jack says, "Gosh, I only axed you for a smoke."
Yeah.
That one literally made me get out my knee and slap it.
Just get out your knee. You keep it in the cupboard.
He literally grabs.
Let me get my knee out of the cupboard.
Up, 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 up.
He literally grabbed scissors and cut his jeans open on his knee and slapped it.
Oh, wow.
No small task.
It immediately jumps to Kill 5. And this is Sally inside the house.
Oh.
Sally's the wife.
Why'd he kill her? She was nice.
She was nice, but
She was an
He
abused
was making
woman.
them dreams come true.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. She
So-
always wanted to be a snow...
a snowy, an
Made her
angel.
Christmas tree.
I always wanted to be an angel on top
He
of the
should have put her
Christmas
on
tree.
top of the tree then. He should have impaled her on
And
that
he just
shit.
threw her at the tree. Sort of.
Fail.
Set
Good
her.
job, Clooney. Again, you ruined it, Clooney.
Thanks, Obama.
So Sally's inside making tea, and Jack's waiting inside for her. I think he did his little morph action.
Yeah, because she saw the water
The
on the
puddle,
ground.
the
She's like,
footstep.
I've told you once, I've told you Wait, no, I'm not going to get mad because he's going to give me Irish sunglasses again if I say something.
No, yeah,
he's gonna beat
Or
the shit
coal for eyes.
Give her a 2-piece.
Yeah.
You can tell.
So then she goes and sits down, and then all of a sudden there's a giant snowman behind her. Like, does he not make any noise when he like melds back into a snowman? There's like nothing.
That's weird.
It's just all of a sudden, boom, he's there. And then, bam, he's gone. He's fucking outside. How did he plug in the lights inside to turn on the Christmas tree lights? Then they go out, and she backs up, and she runs into something. Any normal person would like turn around like, what the fuck? But she like stops and like grabs a chunk of like the snowman's like pelvic area or something.
The kids these days would call that getting fresh.
Yeah, they're like, cocaine? No, it's no.
But the funny thing is, as soon as she grabs his nuts or whatever she grabs,
snowballs.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
She turns around and he just wraps her fucking neck with Christmas
and she just doesn't even struggle. She goes,
and it's playing. It's playing a pretty classy fucking.
Let's go fishing theme.
Yeah.
Let's. No, it sounds to me like if you flew to Hawaii and got off the plane, it was like a Hawaii themed like Christmas. Imagine if you lived in Hawaii and had Christmas.
I'd rather die.
But I don't know. It was fucking ridiculous. It was like super happy.
Yeah.
The irony in it was funny because it's like the super happy, joyful.
Hold on, stop. I don't have the music, but I want to pull up something at least similar. Keep the spirit. Go ahead.
Go.
What the fuck? Okay. I lose my train of thought when I hear. What are we listening to?
Is it Macarena?
Macarena.
Yes.
Cool. Fuck yeah.
Tell us about
Keep
the
talking,
scene.
Trev.
Oh, and you're pulling on it, and I like it, sir.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So Sally's getting the fucking Christmas lights wrapped around her neck, and something similar to this is playing in the background. And then Jack Frost goes and just starts smashing a fucking head in and out of like
and
glass
ornaments. Yeah,
dude, he's like going to town.
Well, he'd smash her face and then rub it in like she was a dog, getting her face rubbed in her own poop.
Yes,
but instead of poop, it was glass ornaments, like from Home Alone, shattered ones.
So after Sally's face gets bashed into glass, she then gets thrown into the Christmas tree, and she's like somewhat crucified into it.
Kind
of,
he
puts her arms out like this, and then he just like smashes the fucking Christmas star, Christmas angel, whatever
Which
you
was
want to call it.
kind of romantic in a way, because she wanted to be that.
Yes, he makes the dreams come true.
It was poetic.
Set up and
Very Hall and Oates.
He puts that right through her skull.
Yep, she deserved it. Fucking bitch.
Dies,
Talk back to Jake, not finish his scarf.
This is where the store owner actually walks into the house because he just walks into people's houses. He's that well known. I don't know.
That's how small towns are, dude. Yeah. That's how so many people get molested in towns like that.
Let me continue.
Like, oh no, it's fucking Randall from the feed store. It's fine. He's in our daughter's room. Oh, they're probably just playing with My Little Ponies. What's that noise she's making? Oh, he's probably just like tickling her with his boner.
He's a rascal. This happens at 36 minutes and 32 seconds is when the kill scene happens. I wrote this down because there's a zoom in, zoom out on the choking, which made me fucking laugh.
Zoomies.
The zoom in, zoom out thing is really funny because it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
It's fucking funny.
He's like wrapping the Christmas lights around her neck, and then all of a sudden it shows the snowman's face, and it's all.
Yes,
so zooming in, zooming out of the
music.
face, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
Macarena.
Sure.
Have you guys ever seen the guys that sing the Macarena?
Yeah, they're fat, weird dudes in suits.
They're so ridiculous. I expected some muscly fucking Hawaiian guys. No, not the case.
Nope.
Store owner walks into the house, finds Sally dead. Freaks the fuck out. He also sees Jack Frost. And Jack Frost says something stupid like, yo, you gotta keep warm outside.
It takes his scarf.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he like wraps the scarf around his neck. He's a snowman, it doesn't matter, but...
And this brings me to the point. He does a lot of one-liners that are a mix between Nightmare on Elm Street 4 through 6 and Ginger Dead Man.
Oh.
Because they're not very good.
Oh, yeah, Busey.
No.
I remember those.
After this whole shenanigan, the sheriff is sent over to the house to view the murder of Sally. Mm-hmm. And Tweedledee and Tweedledum attend. And they're sitting there looking at the dead corpse, kind of gathering their thoughts and figuring out what's going on. And Tweedledum decides to have his little snowman Pez as he's staring at the gore and eats his Pez out of the snowman, which I thought was pretty funny.
You don't reckon we should leave her up for the 12 days of Christmas?
Yeah,
you said that at a murder scene?
Yeah.
I would.
I would too.
Well, I would have like fiddled around with the body for a while. Like, guys, I got this.
Define
Give me a second. Oh, like
Hey, you guys go check out for evidence outside.
I would have like felt different areas to see what the temperature was, how it felt.
I totally want to cut off your skin and wear it to my birthday.
Made him funny faces.
With different parts of my body. Yeah.
See, if you don't know what Robbie's talking about, it's called necrophilia.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm just
friend.
being curious.
I'm just trying to experiment. YOLO!
Oh, not only do I feel you, I necrophile you.
Oh! Did you just make that up?
That was pretty classy.
No way.
Oh, because that's good.
But anyway, so after that, they start a curfew.
Oh, yeah. The FBI dude makes him do it. But then he doesn't really, he's like, okay, so I'm instituting a curfew for you guys. Well, if you want to. Like, if I see you on the street, I'm not going to arrest you.
I'm not gonna arrest you, but
it's for your own good. Like, no, if you're a good sheriff, you tell people, get the fuck in your house, don't leave. Like, oh, I'm too nice to arrest you, but I'll let you walk around and possibly be decapitated by this weird snowman creature. He's an idiot.
And I hate to...
Oh, and by the way, the FBI guy, clearly, from the first time you see him, like, he's like a bad guy at the same time. He's a dipshit with a shitty fucking...
Yeah, you don't like it.
Like his dipshit, like fucking beard. He's got some weird little scientist. It's like, your plan didn't work. We haven't used it on amoebas, let alone a fucking human. He's like, well, it's unfortunate that it was used on a psychopath instead. Looks like I gotta go put him down. Or like whatever. Like,
and then you have Agent Stone.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous.
Agent Stone.
Like,
pretty badass.
He's the scientist that created this like monster or whatever. But he has like a giant ass boner over this
Well, his
project.
name is
and he
Agent
like
Stone.
doesn't want them to like kill.
well, if he has a giant
Jack Frost.
boner, he should be called Agent
Dick
Groan.
Stoner.
No, Agent Groan.
Agent Groan.
And the guy's got the hard on for the truth and justice.
The curfew that he sets, he also says that they can... Where are they at during this scene?
The
I wanna
church.
say
The
the
church.
local town.
Yeah, it's a church, I
He
think.
says they can all stay there and sleep
Yeah, it was
there.
a church.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't you just...
They're at the box.
Because it was a church. Because like the priest was down lighting the fucking furnace or whatever for him. It's like, that'll make everyone happy.
Oh, yeah.
They could have been at the YMCA by that token if the priest was hanging out. Never know.
Or at the orphanage.
Anywhere young boys are sold.
Young, nubile, quivering, shivering in the hands of the priest's soft chicken skin palms.
And he said, don't worry, my son. Confession isn't until tomorrow.
After this, we run into Kill 6. This is where Tweedledee gets murdered.
Oh yeah, because he's driving to go see
Is this...
what scared the store owner, and he's like, I'll just go by myself, like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he's returning the store owner's call after he saw Sally murdered and saw Jack Frost.
Yeah, is that when he sees Michael Keaton's character in the road holding a stop sign?
That's where, yes. Well, that's where he
Yeah,
sees him.
Snowman's directing traffic. This is at 46 minutes in. Snowman's directing traffic, and then he melts and steals a car.
Then backs over the cop,
Uh,
peels out,
every
cut to the sheriff's house, where she doesn't want to touch the water on the ground. Like, that was so stupid. There's fucking water standing in it and open it.
Yeah, stand
that
on
was
your feet.
so
like,
lame.
Walk over. I know, she was like reaching over.
Yeah, like, don't touch it. It's going to electrocute you. It's lava.
Well, and she doesn't know it's Jack Frost, so
Yeah.
it's just regular water to any random person. Like, you just walk over and open it.
I think the next scene is actually when the kids decide to strip to some kind of Christmas music that they play in a mall. And Shannon, girl, blow dries her hair for quite some time, and then she gets in the bath and wets her hair. This movie must have been written by men. She blow dries her hair and then gets naked, and then gets in the tub and wets it down.
I didn't see the tub.
Stupid.
It's true.
Yeah, she definitely does her due diligence to dry her hair before she jumps back into the tub to get it wet again. Oh, this is a fucking funny scene because Jack Frost goes into his liquid form and he goes into the tub.
Turns into a warm tub.
Yes, he
Of course he does.
Yeah,
Because now another power is he can warm.
He can adjust his temperature levels accordingly.
Yeah, they said that. They described that. He can,
I didn't
he can
know that.
adjust his
That's a good-
molecular, whatever the fuck, temperature.
That's a good setup. I should have listened to
And
that.
she thought that rubber dicky was a rubber ducky.
As she's sitting in the tub, all of a sudden it starts freezing.
What?
And she starts freaking out.
What?
Yeah.
Chill out, dude.
The whole time I'm
I
thinking
see
about
what
this, like, I'm just like, when is it going to show her? When's she just going to be naked?
At this point, you expect probably Molly Shannon.
Like, at least,
Molly
You expect Shannon Elizabeth to get naked because she is on American Pie, and never Molly Shannon has ever been naked ever in her life.
So
I don't
it
even know
never-
who Molly Shannon is.
Dude, from
From
Superstar.
SNL, dude.
Superstar.
Yeah, you don't want to see her naked.
Exactly. She's never been naked.
Jesus
actually.
Christ.
Yeah,
In her life.
Steve, I think you have some sort of weird fascination with Molly Shannon.
But Shannon Elizabeth
Mm-hmm.
didn't show her boob hats
Tatas.
at
Too
all.
low budget of a movie to show the old.
And they would have paid her like $20 more.
To show the old.
We can't
Spider-Man.
afford that.
I didn't do much research prior to this with her acting career, but I don't know if she had any other movies prior to this. But she wasn't a very good actor.
She never has been. Now she's like a poker player because she can't act. It's true.
I definitely thought when I saw her in this, I was like, oh, dude, she's definitely going to be naked in this. And she wasn't.
No sweater meat.
Oh, end of podcast. We're done.
Done. Thanks for
This
thanks
podcast
for tuning.
must be run by guys.
But she doesn't show anything, but that doesn't take away the fact that
It doesn't even
Jack
show.
Frost,
It doesn't even show her butthole.
Jack Frost gets his
Nothing.
water in all the
Jack
crevices.
Frost moves from a water form to a physical form, a solid form, and
Like
he's
solid form.
Yes, he starts what I would call fornicating with good old Shannon Elizabeth here. He's thrusting, or you could say maybe pushing her head into the wall to knock her unconscious. I'm not quite sure.
This is why I don't take baths. Gross.
But he's like kind of thrusting and like pushing her head softly into the wall, and you don't know what's going on. For
Are her
a good
eyes
20
closed and she
seconds.
thinks it's
Yes.
the Green Ranger?
She is screaming.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't tell you whether or not she's thinking of the Green Ranger. It's a possibility, Robbie, but
Spoiler alert: she's thinking of the Green Ranger.
She's thinking of Ron Swanson.
she does have her eyes closed, and then finally she's unconscious, and he just puts her on the floor, and then I guess she's dead.
Like,
Oh.
while he fucked her to death.
And this is what happens when you break into your neighbor's house and you steal their quote unquote. What did they say? They're looking for some sort of champagne.
Wine. She said wine, and he pulls out like champagne
It was quite carbonated
and a blazing fire.
because he's a man.
He did get
That's what men do.
He got the shaft, like they were making out in the kitchen.
No, she got the shaft.
Ha! He's right.
Heyo!
Yeah, she did get the carrot. She got
Snow
the carrot
shaft.
shaft.
Yep.
Gave her the old
The world's most pissed off snowbone.
He was playing hide the pickle in the hair sandwich.
All right, so after she's killed,
Oh yeah,
Steve,
58 or 59 minutes in is when the snowman rape occurs. Christmas come early. Sorry.
this is where this is funny because we were watching this movie and we were kind of bored. And so what ended up happening is that Steve and I were discussing about tasting great quality beer,
Yeah, as always.
as always.
Yeah.
We like
And-
meat off the bone.
And so what we
Quality
thought,
beer.
Mead.
man, beer tastes good.
Amberbach. Michelob.
Because that's definitely an amber and a box.
Yep. So,
Frost brewed Coors Light.
the beer tastes like I just dipped a Lego in like some like dirty water.
It's good because Jean-Claude Van Damme says it's good.
Hello, Van Damme here.
But anyways, we decided that, hey, let's take a little trip over to Wyoming and grab some beer.
In the middle of this movie, we went on a beer run.
Really? Oh, I love doing that.
We had to come back and watch it after. Good.
But this is where my note-taking just went down the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take very good notes either because mostly it was
Because you're drinking.
well, and it was a lack of penis butt.
So you're drinking and you
There
want to
wasn't
go to
enough grab
McDonald's.
assing. This
Was
kind
that
of
last part?
there wasn't enough penis butt or grab assing in this.
After Shannon Elizabeth's scene goes on...
I want Robbie to tell us how the movie ends. Robbie, why
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you
'cause
tell
I
us?
watched
God.
it.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
Robbie
watched
definitely
this.
watched the end, so why don't you tell us what you drink?
What happened is after Shannon Elizabeth's character was pile drived to hell by Gary Busey's character,
Who was the Michael Keaton of the movie?
who also was portraying a version of Michael Keaton. He proceeds to go to the local school where the kids were at school during the whole curfew issuing. So, there's like a bunch of kids there like, oh, we're in social studies class. Yay, it's 1997. President Clinton is president. So all these kids are just stoked on Clinton.
I did not
Stoked.
have sexual relations with that woman.
And Michael Keaton's character shows up and offers them all yogurt. And the little kids are like, yes, we love that. And so he just pulls out this tub of yogurt, and he has a wooden ladle like the witch from Hansel and Gretel. He's just spooning all this yogurt in these little kids' mouths, and they're all just like kneeling down eagerly with their mouths agape.
Some of it's
agape, waiting.
Some of it's slopping on their little innocent faces.
And he's just like scooping it up with his finger and
putting it in their mouth.
Yeah, there you go. So he's just like, kind of frolicking around, almost like a really slow, lazy game of like Duck, Duck, Goose, but instead of his hand touching their heads, it's this big wooden ladle forcefully making its way into this little children's mouths full of a bunch of yogurt. And little did these little children know, and they should have known, that this yogurt was laced with a sleeping agent.
Oh my god.
At this point, the sheriff, who had also just taken a big old shot in the mouth of yogurt, wakes up and realizes, oh no, the kids are still at school. I gotta run down there and protect them from this ghoul. Mm-hmm. Rhyming. I'm a rapper. On the side.
The kids don't like the gook as much as some.
Yeah, no, well, some of the kids, like, they're used to it because their dad and their uncle,
Crazy friend.
Yeah, or they're like old stepbrother. They're used to, like, the yogurt.
The kids these days, though, they didn't appreciate yogurt because they were so used to Go-Gurt.
Yeah. And why does it taste like bleach and lemons? Why does it taste like strawberry?
Everything's more convenient. Let's just pull the wrapper off the top and squeeze it in your mouth.
It's on the go.
What happened to grabbing a spoon
and
putting the yogurt in your mouth like a normal human being?
Well, it's in a very interesting shape.
Well, plus he's kind of frolicking around like Willy Wonka would be in his chocolate factory. These little kids are like just enamored by this guy. He's got amazing charisma when it comes to kids. Michael Keaton.
Too good of charisma.
Sounds like a little.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton sounds like a little like Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael.
He's got all the rides.
Yep.
He wants to take you on them.
Gross. So he's giving all these little kids yogurt and they pass out, and he ends up abducting them and shaving all their heads. And so he shaves all these little kids' heads like just there in the gym, and throws it all in a pile underneath like the basketball hoop.
The basketball stand.
Yeah, and so all their hair's all covered in like Vaseline for some reason. And so he shaves their heads and throws them all into a van that's like parked out back that was delivering food earlier that day for lunchtime. And before he leaves, of course, clearly, like any normal person would do, he keeps the hair and puts it in a garbage bag.
Just to wrap it up, though, he would say...
To wrap it up, he ended up having a seance and blessing the hair to be of magical quality and makes paintbrushes out of all their hair and paints a giant painting.
And that's where the name Jack Frost comes from.
This is where we run into Steve's "You'll watch this movie if you like."
You like this movie if you like fashionable flannel scarves, cops checking out snow women knocks, Kimmy Gibbler Hansen love child, ginger retard kid cooking with snow, quality FBI turtlenecks.
Oh yeah, he's wearing a black turtleneck and a stupid like gun belt thing.
And I feel
his beard was way too like perfectly trimmed.
Yeah, it was like Miami Vice style.
And I feel like the moral of this movie is to keep your retards away from your fucking recipe books.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert!
Because the kid is cooking with goddamn
antifreeze,
and that will foil the snowman's plan.
But you gotta come to the realization that he actually put antifreeze in the oats, which possibly saved the day.
So the point of the story is, if you want to live,
try to poison your
have
dad.
sex, have a child with your sister.
Yes. You got.
They'll make you food that'll save your life.
You got to get the kid.
If you have a normal kid, quote unquote, normal, it's not gonna do shit. If you have a retarded kid with your sister, maybe your aunt,
he'll put
the kid's gonna like be dumb enough to save your life on accident.
By putting antifreeze in your food, it'll come in handy when you get in a fight with the snowman at the very end
And
of the
also,
movie.
who wouldn't want to have sex with her sister? When I was at scout camp once, I wrapped duct tape around a banana peel.
We're going to scout camp.
I want to
Keep
hear
going,
this,
Robbie.
though.
Keep going.
I'm done.
Keep talking, sir.
Oh God. All right, so let's definitely jump into the rating in this film because obviously, from what you can tell, it was a jam.
Good movie, lots of panning in, panning out in a fast fashion.
And lots of, zooming in, zooming out, panning in, panning out, whatever Steve says. A lot of random music choices within the kills. Steve, what are you going to rate this movie?
Based on the fact that Robbie's ending was way better than the real ending.
I know.
I would have to say you got Michael Keaton in the movie. Adds
Shannon Doherty.
Adds
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon in there.
And you got George Clooney writing and directing it.
Times it by 12. If I carried the 2, I would have to say this has gotta be somewhere in the 2.5 dumpster range.
2.5.
I don't know how
It
many
made me
dumpsters.
laugh a few times out of 5.
First, we need to explain
The way the rating system works is 1 dumpster is the best rating because you need at least 1 dumpster. 5 dumpsters is an all-out dumpster fire. I would say 2.5.
So 5's the worst.
Okay.
1's the
Oh,
best.
okay, I see. Wow.
It's dumpster fire.
Look at you.
I'd give this 2.5. It made me laugh. There's funny music. There's pan in and pan out in dramatic fashion. That is a very solid play.
Okay.
So you
good
rated
score.
2.5. How about you, Robbie? What are you thinking?
I'll give it 4 9/10 because it didn't show Molly Shannon's boobs.
What would you pay to see Molly Shannon's boobs?
I've
Robbie?
seen them before. They're not that awesome.
Weird.
But you
moles.
you still expect it, and that's the
No, see,
fucking
well, yeah, so
problem.
I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit about that.
I said Molly Shannon. Not
I don't know. That
Shannon
movie was
Elizabeth.
entertaining. It was funny, ish. A lot of like just the actions that the characters made no sense. They could have made it a little bit more realistic. I think, like as to like how like the characters reacted to like the situations they were in. It was just all so set up the entire time. I was like, oh, here they go. It was so lame. It's very predictable. Kind of a unique story, I guess. But I wouldn't watch it again unless I was high on
PCP.
Bug spray.
Nice. Meth.
Drank a bottle of 100% DEET and watch it again.
I would say that as far as my rating's concerned, I'm going to say it's pretty close to a 5. It's about a 4.5.
So pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
So if you average
Minus the
this out,
fact that we
everyone-
took a few breaks within this film. I actually went on a beer trip.
That's
and
pretty cool.
paused
We drove
it.
to another state.
We drove to another state to get beer halfway through this movie. It is low budget, but the kills themselves are kind of weak. They're not super entertaining. The one-liners get very annoying because
I'm the world's most pissed off snow cone.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one.
By 20 minutes into the film, he has about 15 one-liners, and it's just like, come on, it's not very funny. It's
Clearly, you guys.
But I will
never
say
hung
they
out
did a
with
really
me.
good job on the makeup because that did not look anything like Michael Keaton.
No, it
Yeah,
didn't.
Even when he was human.
I think they may have put all the budget towards
I almost-
reconstructing his face.
I almost thought maybe it wasn't really him. It
Yeah.
was some other actor.
Like if you put Michael Keaton in George Oscar Bluth's skin,
Hmm?
that's kind of how he looked.
The story wasn't bad. It was kind of cool. It had potential, but it was
Snow-tential.
It was just the one-liners, the cheesiness, and the lack of gore just really put me down.
The lack of gore did bother me. I love that band so much. I think they would have been perfect for that soundtrack. The lack of gore was terrible.
It was, yeah, so, I mean, with all that being said, I'll give it a 4.5. It wasn't super entertaining. I fell in and out of it.
You would have this rated at the same amount of dumpsters as Final Exam?
Yeah.
But there's more Snowman. It's funnier. He commits to an actual character instead of just being some fucking random guy wearing his clothes.
Mm-hmm.
There may not be as much grab-assing in this movie or as much homoerotic themes.
Rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
But you
Like you normally like.
But you can imagine if there was, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that you're rating it the same as the
His Final Exam.
Final Exam.
The reason I rate it that much is because it was about as entertaining to me as Final Exam. Like, it was not very. Yeah, there were funny parts in it, but like I felt like it was a task to sit through it. And like the acting was subpar, the story is pretty shitty. There were multiple scenes within the movie to where they would like kill Jack Frost, and then they think they would kill Jack Frost, and then they're like, oh, he didn't die, so we got to do this. They did it like 7 times in like 10 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Fucking throw salt on him.
Yeah, just
He's
spray
not
like
a
the
snail,
retarded
Robbie.
antifreeze fucking oat breakfast that the retarded kid made. I don't know, but I don't know. I rated a 4.5 because I had such a hard time getting through it, and Michael Keaton just didn't do it for me here.
He's usually such a great actor. Like when he was in that movie Castaway, where he was stranded on that island with a volleyball.
Oh man,
I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna enjoy some more beers here, but we will be reviewing some more movies here shortly. This is December, so we got 2 more to go, right, Steve?
that is correct.
What are you guys doing next?
That is a secret for the audience, but not a secret for you, kind sir.
Okay.
So we'll just tell you anyway.
No, shh.
We'll tell you once we turn this mic off.
Let's just tell them while it's still rolling.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, let's go.